And we're immediately off to a weird start. Mainly because I wasn't actually planning on recording this game today. I was gonna do Kid Icarus. Plans changed. A lot of plans changed. I'll probably be going over that in a little bit. But also, I'm just randomly here. Just kind of this pinwheel-shaped island, like, in the middle of the map. Because I was exploring around and double-checking the Link statues I already cleared out. I did mark which one needed the hook shot, but I keep forgetting which other ones I've actually done. So I came back here and checked it. I did this one. Then I cut this bush and just got a super bomb. So I figured I'd, like, mention that for, you know, everybody cares about that super bomb. Can't have inconsistency. But anyway, we're gonna be going on a little bit of a world tour here. Since I now have the hammer, a few things are opened up to me. There's a couple Link statues over on the right side of the map. This one here, and this one here I can now get to because I have the hammer, so I want to check those out. I can hopefully clear them out. I don't know if I need the hook shot or anything. We'll find out. There's the Isle of the Winds, which I've not been able to explore at all. I would like to visit that. I think that's basically it. And then, of course, we'll just be heading to Waterfall Island, which is the source of the next actual objective. I still haven't explored the middle of the desert. I could do that when I pass through. We'll see how I feel. I briefly looked around on the Snow Island again. There's, like, the pit up here that I was curious about. It just leads to, like, 20 rupees. And I still don't know how to get the heart piece on the ledge. We'll have to figure that one out eventually. But anyway, enough map. Let's just frickin' move on. By probably turning the wrong way, because I'm not really paying attention to where I am going. Because I don't have the map actually displaying correctly right now, so we'll just go on a trip and see where we end up. I think I'm vaguely heading towards the desert island right now, which is kind of where I want to be. Yeah, this'll work. Because I can buy some more super bombs here just so I can drain my wallet. I can check out the middle of the island, see if there's anything there that I want. And then we can move on from there to greener pastures, literally. So, since we're exploring this island for the 20th time, I'd like to explain what the hell I've been doing in the past couple days. It's not all that interesting, though. And can I just take a little bit more damage? That'll be good. I'd like that heart. I'd like that heart. Okay. Yeah, I've just been getting distracted a lot. Have I visited this screen, actually? Hold on. I have not, actually. Why have I never been to this screen? It's weird. Okay, then. Well, let me wander around a little bit, then. Make sure I have OBS open. But yeah, yesterday it was my day off, and I wanted to get stuff done, but I didn't because Martin had to work at 5, and I usually like to try and do my stuff when I'm alone, just so I'm not, like, encroaching on other people's time. Sure, I guess we'll blow this up. And so 5 o'clock comes around, I spend a few minutes just on Discord talking to people, and I'm like, okay, I really need to go do something. I have, like, these 2 videos I need to record, I need to make this credit sequence and all that crap. Then Justin calls, so I got stuck on the phone with him for, like, half an hour before I eventually was like, okay, dude, I need to go, like, fuck off. And so I pulled up the resources I needed to, like, start on the credits, because I'm, like, so not... I need boots for this. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess there's confirmation that there's boots in this game. Also, I didn't know that the spike traps bounced off of enemies like that. That's interesting. Anyway. As I was starting to work on the credits, I really didn't feel like recording anything. I'm like, I'll just do it later. I'll do this first. It's gonna be whatever. It won't take that long. So I pull up some of the stuff I need, and then I'm like, oh wait, actually, shit, I need to do Christmas shopping. For the past few years, I've just kind of gone through the, like, the mindset of, like, if nobody gets me anything, I don't need to get anybody else something. Maybe that's not completely fair. Like, I should probably get people stuff anyway, but last year I didn't have a job, I didn't really have that much income. I'm like, whatever, I'm not gonna bother with this. This year, I expected the same thing to happen until I found out that, I was actually gonna be getting gifts, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I should probably reciprocate then. So I did a bunch of Amazoning and eBaying, found some stuff. I'm still not completely done with that, but that took a good amount of time. And then, this was not news to me, but I forgot to mention this earlier. Earlier that day, I had gotten a text message from Ashley, the manager, and it wasn't directed to only me, it was to, like, basically everybody, saying that there was a, quote, cleaning party happening from, about 9:30 to, like, 12:30 or 1, and, like, she would like people to come in, it would be appreciated, and I'm like, fuck that, like, I don't want to come in on my day off, but I'm like, whatever, if they're asking me to do it, I can't really say no. I mean, I can, but whatever. So, I already am now, like, debating if I want to do this or not, and I was gonna blow it off, and then I ended up going anyway, so between, like, 5 and 9, I did a bit of Christmas shopping. I tried to maybe do some editing, but then didn't actually do it. And then, Joel gets home and actually offers to work on the credits for me, and I'm like, okay, that's actually extremely helpful. If you want to do that, then I'll take it. Why can I not push this rock? That's annoying. I guess that's an exit-only cave, unless this takes the bracelet. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. So I go to work for a little bit. The cleaning party happened. I think she just kind of gets in these moods of, like, the store has to be cleaned extremely well, and because of, like, the new management happening and everything, there's probably some reason behind it, but I don't, whatever. I didn't actually end up doing that much work, so I was fine with it, but, there was a lot of chemical use, and, Martin actually got sick from the, like, cleaning materials, so that was a thing. So I get home, eventually get home, it's like 12:30. Joel's working on the credits, and he has put in a gigantic amount of work into minute details that I would have basically said, fuck it. And so, like, a lot of the, grunt work was done, but there was still a lot remaining to be done. So I kind of very slowly worked on that through the rest of the night. Like, I wasn't tired at all, so I just kind of kept working on it. I'm gonna go in here just to save, to set my spawn. Level 7. Oh, it's very, hyperactive music in here. Okay. But yeah, so I'm working on this thing for the whole night, and, by the time I finish it, it's 5:45 in the morning, and I didn't realize it was that goddamn late. So, like, well, shit, now I'm gonna frickin', like, not get any sleep because I'm sure I'm gonna have to get up for something tomorrow. And sure enough, I get up, it's like 11, we go to get haircuts, and are planning to go get lunch afterwards, and I'm like, okay, and after that I still need to record my videos and all that. I got the credits done, but I've still got, like, a ton of shit to do. So, okay, this is just money. I can't hold money, so I don't want to do this right now. Keep that in mind for later. I probably won't actually keep it in mind, but shut up. So, we get the haircuts, about to go to lunch. Then Allie calls, and is like, Ashley needs help at work because her kid is sick, and, like, Jeremiah, the other manager, won't be there for, like, at least an hour. So, like, she wants you to fill in, and it's like, fuck. So, I mean, and this wasn't directed towards me, but I just kind of went along with it anyway because I was hoping we wouldn't be there for that long and there was no point for me to, like, walk home. So, we get there, and the system is completely down, which it was last night also, which was pretty fun. But, hold on, I need to find the shop. It should be around here. God, where the hell am I? This story is so pointless. It's not going anywhere. I just know that for right now. It's gonna not pay off in the slightest. But anyway, so we get there. Everything's just kind of shitty, but there's, like, also no orders. Apparently the website isn't working, but you'd expect that would mean a bunch of people would be calling in to place their orders, and they weren't. It was only, like, 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, which isn't exactly a busy, like, time for pizza, but you'd still think there would be some kind of order. I don't know, whatever. But the other guy gets there, we're trying to leave, and then because the fucking system is still down, he can't, like, log in, and he has to spend half an hour with tech support trying to get that fixed, so we got stuck there. So we finally get home, have our food, whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to record Kid Icarus now. I need the USB extension cord, but Martin needs it for the iPad because it's dead and wants to use it in the other room, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do Zelda. And so that was the whole story. Like I said, there was no story, but that was just the series of shit that happened in the last day or so. And, so I still have another video to do after this, but I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm just gonna do it tomorrow, because apparently I get tomorrow off too. I'm not really sure how that happened. I never get 3 days off, but I have to work next Monday, and I guess they're changing my schedule again, because it can never stay the same for more than 3 minutes at a time. I don't frickin' know. I don't question it anymore. So, anyway, this was a bunch of wandering. I have accomplished, filling in the map, finding a heart piece that I can't get, buying some super bombs. Good stuff so far. Also, I really need to make sure that I keep OBS open, just in case it, like, takes a shit or something. I don't know. So let's see what this statue does. I mean, I know what it's gonna do. It's gonna lead to a magic container, but let's see if we can actually get it, is what I mean. What items do I not have? I don't have the hook shot, or the lens, or the boots, or the flippers. Actually, hold on, what's on the left? So, boots, flippers, magic book, magic key. There's one other thing. I'm not sure what it is, I'd have to think about it. I've got most of the items, I feel like. Other than, like, upgrades to stuff. Yeah, enemy spam. Yeah, put the beams on it, yeah. Yeah, continue to get hit by shit. Yeah, put the fucking beams on it. So I guess if there was a point to that story, the point is, I do not live a busy life. Like, I really don't do all that much, and I don't even work full-time, technically, but I feel like I do, because I'm, like, constantly having to go to work for, like, inane reasons, and my schedule's always changing, and I always get stuck really late. I'm gonna frickin' die. Okay, I didn't know that was the death sound. Oh man. That was good. I appreciated that. So, I should also point out, also, what the fuck do I do in this room? How do I get rid of these blocks? I guess they go away when I kill the enemies, maybe? I don't know. God, what the fuck was I gonna say? I got distracted by that. Oh, this is an updated version of the sound effects pack from last time. The original death noise was just the Link to the Past, like, ho 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 ho. But then, like, after it does that, then there was this voice that went, "Oh, you fucked up!" And, I had known that because I tested out the sound effects before recording, but, okay, what the shit? And, apparently my microphone just stopped working in the middle of the recording. I don't know why, so this is all post-commentary, and I'm speeding it up to, like, double here just because I dick around a lot and I don't feel like actually editing much. But anyway, ignoring the random microphone death and my lack of explanation, in this room I basically don't know what to do, so I try all the stuff I have. I'm thinking, like, maybe it's just some obscure thing where I have to, like, bomb a random block and it'll work, or I don't know what I have to do, but there's probably some obscure solution, so I probably have to come back with the lens. That's all I've got. I was looking through my item list, and I also realized that I had most of the items. The only things I don't have at this point are, like, not counting upgrades to stuff. I need the lens and the hook shot, and then for equipment, I'm missing the flippers, boots, magic book, magic key, and amulet, I think is everything. I don't know. But anyway, so I go over to this one and make note of the floor that looks like intestines. And I also thought these were super dark nuts, but they're not. They're just regular blue ones, so they're not so bad, especially if you have the hammer, which you need to get here anyway, so yeah. So this one is not too hard to get through. As you can see, I mean, blue land molas are a pain in the ass because they do a lot of damage and they move really fast, but with my current equipment, that's not so bad. So I got another magic container, only 2 left, and I also make the observation here that since there's only 2 left, one of them is the Link statue I had just checked that I am going to claim needs the lens, and the other one is the one that I found a while ago that needs the hook shot, and that should account for all of them. Still not really sure how many heart pieces are in this game, because if you start with 3 hearts and you get 1 from every dungeon, which there's 8, that gives you 11, and you can usually hold 16, so 5 extra hearts times 4 heart pieces is 20. There seems to be 2 on each major island, but that doesn't account for all of them, so there's got to be more hidden somewhere. I just don't know where. So I am meaning to go to the Isle of the Winds here, but I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque and forgot to, like, actually hold up, so either way, we're there now. This screen looks suspicious to me, so I don't know what makes me decide to try this, but I'm thinking, like, hey, it's got the bird statues, it's got the Triforce, which I've historically had to use the whistle for before, so I use that, and it does that, which actually is progress, surprisingly. I'm not sure how I guessed that. So it leads to this, which doesn't seem to do anything. My best hypothesis is this is the entrance to level 9, and usually, at least from stuff that I've made and other ones I've played, the, like, Triforce check room is usually in a dungeon, and basically it's just kind of a room type that you set where, like, you put a guy on screen and he doesn't go away until you have the Triforce, like, completed, and then if he goes away it automatically opens the door, kind of the same way that, like, the bait rooms work. But I think you can set that room type in other places and have it trigger secrets, so I think that's what's happening here. And I can't get back because you can't actually trigger the whistle secret from this side of the pit, because I'm pretty sure the way that that worked was there was just a bunch of whistle flags set in the middle of the Triforce icon, which triggered the secret, so this was just kind of badly designed, and I'm forced to warp out of here and come back, which is a bit annoying. What was I going to say? I do go on a bit of a tangent there, also explaining, like, how the whistle usually works, just because it's kind of weird and follows very unusual rules for an item. If you're in either an overworld DMAP or a DMAP with the level number set to 0, I forget which it is. It might be both, but it's probably just one or the other. then it summons the tornado that can warp you places as long as you have at least one Triforce piece. Aside from that, it basically only does something if you set a stairs secret combo. Like, it's hard to explain if you don't know Zelda Classic stuff. Like, there's... On every screen, there's, like, different things you can place down. Like, there's one that designates where Link appears if he comes from a warp. There's one that designates where items drop, that kind of stuff. There's also one for, like, a generic staircase, and it basically just designates where a stairs secret combo appears, which is very seldomly used. And there's a whistle equals stairs screen flag you can set. And you can do that, but then it only, like, triggers that one secret on screen. And it also dries up any water for some reason. I don't know why. It basically turns water tiles walkable. Then there's also the whistle flag, which is you can place this anywhere you want, and if you play the whistle while standing on the whistle flag, it activates all other secrets on screen, but only for as long as you're on the screen, and then they come back when you leave and come back. It's like, it follows very weird rules. I don't know, but either way, this room is full of a bunch of invisible shit, as you can see. I was talking over this, so you didn't maybe pay attention to the beginning, but as I enter here, I notice that there's a bunch of red Wizrobes, because I can tell there's magic shooting, and they're the only things that, like, the only things that shoot magic are Wizrobes, both red or blue, and Octoroks on crack. They're definitely not the Octoroks on crack, and the blue Wizrobes only shoot if you're in their line of fire. So I can tell that there's red ones. There's also Goryo's throwing boomerangs, and there was something else that I couldn't identify. I found just by, like, trial and error that it was Darknuts, which was annoying. And this is also where I am realizing that I had already said earlier that all the Link statues should be accounted for because I'm only missing 2 magic containers. So I don't actually know what the reward for this one is going to be. And that's why I'm trying this so many times. I usually don't like to, like, brute force stuff like this and, like, keep dying over and over. But I am, like, genuinely curious what this is going to lead to. So, after dying a bunch of times, my strategy is basically leave only one enemy on screen, then die on purpose. When I respawn, only one enemy will be left. I can kill that, and then when I get to the next screen, I'll have all my health left, and then I can try to brute force it with potions. I also find out that this screen has a bunch of dark nuts, but also has, I think, a red bubble and not a red. I think it has a regular bubble and a regular item bubble, because I know for at least the item bubble exists, because I can't actually use my hammer 100% of the time. But I get through it with my potions, and this guy gives me a magic upgrade, which is really nice. It's not just a magic container. The upgrade basically just makes it so every item that uses magic drains it half as quickly, which is very nice to have. It's probably just going to be used for, like, quality of life at this point, though, because of the things that can use magic, there's the lens, the candle, the wand, and maybe the boots. Probably not the boots, but I don't have them yet, so I don't know. The candle is more or less not ever used for combat. Like, it can be, but it's not that great. And so it's basically just for puzzles and dark rooms, which aren't that common. The wand is a decent weapon in the NES game, but only because it's free to use, and there's not that many other, like, good weapons in that game, because it does the same amount of damage as arrows, and arrows are a lot cheaper. Like, I'd rather spend 1 rupee than 1 magic unit. So I don't see myself using the wand a whole lot, but once I get the lens, it'll be nice to just kind of be able to use that and find where stuff is. So, at this point, I'm just buying potions, and then I said I would off-screen to the next dungeon, which I did, and I guess we're going to take a look at that as soon as this footage is over, which it should be about now. That was really goddamn stupid. I have no idea why the microphone stopped working in the middle of the recording there. As far as I'm aware, I didn't bump it in any way. I didn't get any kind of notification that it stopped working. I didn't even click out of the window or anything while it happened. It just happened like mid-sentence. That was really stupid. I really hope it doesn't happen again. So now I have to like constantly watch the fricking audio bar on here, but either way. In traditional fashion for this LP, I guess I'll be taking a look at the first part of this level so that I can maybe get to the mini-boss, but probably die before I get there. And, either way, forget most of the dungeon for next time so that I get to do everything twice. Because that's worked out so well for me in the past. But, either way, I'm, immediately noticing that this is probably going to be a level with variable water levels, which is an interesting concept because it's kind of hard to do in Zelda Classic. I could try to explain it, and I probably will, but I'll want to see if it gets to a point where those mechanics actually start being seen, and then I can give, like, actual examples of how it's working. Because, throughout this playthrough, one of the main reasons I started doing this game in the first place, as I've said many times, fuck, I didn't mean to play the whistle, was, basically just to kind of take a look at Zelda Classic again, learn how stuff works, and maybe talk a little bit about BA3 ideas. I've actually already revealed more than I ever really planned to about that game, and I'm going to continue to do that and give away more stuff than I should. I've gone on record before saying, like, what the main level themes are going to be, at least very vaguely. Actually, that's not even true. I said, like, what biomes they're located in. There's a forest, an ocean, a desert, and like a canyon graveyard thing. And I said that like not all of them accurately reflect like the area that they're located in. I will go ahead and spoil, one of them is probably going to be a water temple type deal. And by that I mean like Ocarina of Time style, like water levels changing and various garbage like that. So if this level pulls that off, it'll actually give me a good basis to see like what can be done with it, because it pretty much just involves making the level twice and like secretly warping you between the two. It's a little bit more complicated than that because there's probably going to be like, depending on how in-depth you want it to be, you might also have to involve boss flags, which I probably don't want to do. But yeah, I've not really put any thought into that level yet. I know it's going to exist. I know, like, where it fits into the overall flow of the game, and, like, the item you get from it, and, like, the mini-boss and stuff, but as for, like, how the actual level is going to operate and, like, what the puzzles will be like, I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Okay, so I guess this is going to be a hookshot level. I'm alright with that. Hookshot's cool. I like that Dodongo groar. Growl and roar combined. Also, going back to what was now said probably about 45 minutes ago, given the fact that I said it in the middle of the other recording, like, before the audio died out, and then I had to, like, off-screen up to this stage, realize that the audio had gone out, which thank God I did. I usually don't check that kind of thing. But I had to do that, and then, did the post commentary, and now here I am. It's been way too long. I was starting to say, and I don't remember if I finished my thought, that, like, I really don't actually have that much that I usually do on a daily basis. but yet I feel like I do, and I'm constantly, like, running out of time to do things, and it's really annoying. Because there's, like, a lot of time, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to stream. I obviously have stuff to record, and I want to eventually start working on my game, and just various stuff like that, and I just usually don't have many days out of the week where I can really do it. It's kind of annoying. I'm not really sure what can fix this problem. It's also just partially due to the living arrangement, because I don't always want to be taking up the, like, computer and stuff, but, I don't know, just, this hasn't really been a problem, so I'm not, like, directing this towards anyone or necessarily complaining about anything, but, if I'm ever late on videos, or if I haven't streamed in a while, what am I doing? Like, asking me when I'm gonna do more, or, like, just complaining that it's been a while or something isn't gonna help matters, because usually, like, I probably care more than you do, honestly. Like, I like maintaining a schedule as best I can, and I like being able to stream and make material, and if I can't, it annoys me, and I have been running into a lot of situations where I can't, but what can you do? So anyway, that was a really frickin' early mini-boss. There's also a bunch of mirrors in here, which I didn't really get to make any use of, so I'm just gonna do this. Magic mirrors are funky. I enjoyed playing around with those in level 9 of BA2, because they did not exist in 190, so when I did the update and I had access to such things, it was cool to play around with them a bit. Did I already go up here? I don't remember. No, I didn't. So, I'm now actually wondering if this is going to be a water temple with, like, raising and lowering water levels. So I've yet to really see any indication that that's the case, but I'll give it some time to get there. Still getting my keys back, that's always nice. And the fairy disappears, because when you lift up an item, it makes all other items on screen disappear for some reason. It is thanks to that mechanic that I was able to do the choose one item but not the other room at the beginning of BA2. Because Zelda Classic does have the, like, choose a potion or heart container room hard-coded in that you can use. But if you ever want to do that with other items, you basically have to set a... You have to set a cave with a room type of special item, which basically means that a guy will appear... There's a staircase, so you've got to be able to lower that water. A staircase will appear, and... Nope, not a stair... A guy will appear, say something, and he basically offers you an item, which you pick up, and then he disappears. You can do that, but then also place a second item on screen, and as long as you set it as a... like, items can either just be picked up normally, or they can be picked up with Link, like, holding it up. As long as you designate it that Link holds it up, it'll cause the other one to despawn, because it just does that for some reason. Don't ask me why. Okay, that does me a whole fat lot of good. So I guess I get over there once I have the hoot shot, and then... I feel like this could benefit from the freeform dungeons rule, because right now I'm holding down and I can't actually move down, even though I should logically be able to. Remember way back when I was talking about the difference between dungeons and caves? And how, like, there's a barrier on the outside of the screen where, like, you're not allowed to turn or use items. I think if you have the freeform dungeons rule, it lets you do that. But I'm not sure why this quest doesn't use it. There must be some reason. Anyway, I can swim now. And surprisingly, the animation is not fucked up. Actually, I've been meaning to check. How many animation frames do I have? Yeah, okay, so this is using BS animation, because normally Link only has 2 different, like, tiles of animation when he walks. If you set BS animation, it gives him 3, and that's what Big Tip's Adventure does. And the reason that the swimming animations are screwed up in that game is because, like, in 190, it pulls from the swimming tiles differently than 192 does, I think. It's been so long, I don't remember. Something stupid like that. Oh, this makes sense. What, you couldn't make screen 81 underwater? Jeez, even I did that in BA2 level 2. I like how that's how you make a passageway. You just use screen 81, that's all you need. I think it's 81. Basically, like, I don't know what the... I don't know why I'm bothering explaining this stuff. It's just I kind of like talking about random Zelda Classic mechanics because of how weird some of them are. If you ever, like... A lot of this stuff can be done in a much more sophisticated way if you want to, but if you're going for, like, a classic NES-style quest, or just want to do something simplistic, you can make item caves and stuff by basically just using these pre-built rooms that are set to like 80, 81, and they just kind of exist globally for the entire map, and like screens can borrow them. It's kind of weird. Don't even get me started on screen 83, which was used for secret combos in 190. That was the frickin' worst. Like, I would try to explain what the hell it means, but it's very complicated. Like, I'll try my best. Basically, when you set a secret combo, which is basically like if you bomb a wall and it makes a cave appear, that works by putting a flag on the wall that basically tells it when a bomb explodes here, pull from the bomb secret combo, and then you set the secret combo to the cave. Like, in newer versions, you can set these secret... Why is this ladder? Oh, these are... Okay, I get it. Hold on. Now I have to interrupt myself. Here's another thing to explain. I'll get back to the bomb secret combos in a minute. This screen, because you need to be able to hook shot across here, there's not very many tiles that are able to be like hook shot across, but like you can't walk across, because if the hook shot hits a solid object, it retracts and goes back to you. So usually I think people use the ladder only combo, which is what it sounds like. It's basically just something solid, but you can cross it if you have the ladder. The problem is there's also a screen flag you can set for, like, use ladder, and if you don't set that, the ladder shouldn't actually show up. So I don't know why it's in here. I feel like it shouldn't be, unless dungeons automatically turn it on. I don't remember if they do. Either way. Back to secret combos. As I was saying, in newer versions, you can just set the secret combo to whatever you want. Like, you pull from your entire list of everything available, and you can just set it. In 190, you don't have this luxury. Luxury, that's how you pronounce that word. What you have to do is, on screen 83, there's a dungeon template, which is... like, whenever you want to create a dungeon screen with just the typical rectangle shape and 4 walls and doors and whatever, you can choose to pull from this template, and it's also, like, whenever you set a door, it pulls from this template, so already right off the bat, like, 70% of this screen is used up by those graphics. And so, like... The remaining 30%, or whatever we're gonna say it is, what do I do here? Okay. Is stuff that you can use for secret combos. And so, like, if you want to have a screen where, like, let's just say, I'm trying to think of, like, a basic example. Like, you light a torch. So, like, you have a torch on screen, you shoot the candle at it, you have a burn flag, and then it pulls from the secret combo, and then you have a lit torch. You have to draw the lit torch on screen 83 so that it can pull from it. And if you run out of space, then just tough shit. Like, so basically that then means, like, if you're going to be having multiple different, like, types of levels on the same physical map in-game, which usually you do because you want to try to conserve space, you might run out of secret combo space, and, like, you can fix this by just using more maps, but if you're trying to make a really big quest, there is a limit to how many of those you can use. I think in 190 it's like 16. So, I don't know. 190 was a piece of shit. I'm kind of amazed I did as much with it as I did. Like, why did Screen 83 exist? I still don't understand it. It was the dumbest way of handling that. Okay, I should probably solve this block puzzle. I don't know what it's gonna get me. Also, this asshole needs to die right now. Okay. So let's see. Basically, I just need to get this roadblock out of the middle so that I can push these corner ones to the top. So if I do that... Here, let me first push this one out of the way. I'm going to move you over here temporarily. Move you down. Move all of you back. And move you up. And then I should be able to basically do the same thing on the other side, I think. Yeah, pretty much. So what does this get me? Oh, there's a shutter door on the bottom. I didn't even see that. I guess that's what it gets me. Oh boy, boss room. Or not boss room, but you know what I mean. And seeing... Oh. I keep missing those shutter doors on the bottom of the screen for some reason. I don't know why. So I was about to say, seeing that there's nothing else in here, I guess this gives me a key. But no, it probably won't. Okay. There's a lot of bombable walls in this stage. And yeah, this level definitely does not have a rising, lowering water mechanic, which is a shame, but those are a pain in the ass to implement, so I can understand why it's not in here. But yeah, it's like, unless you get really frickin' clever with how you handle secret combos and stuff, like, the only way to really do a water level puzzle is just, like, say if we're going off of the original Ocarina of Time style one, where it's, like, you play the ocarina and it raises the water in the whole dungeon. The way you would do that is just redraw the entire dungeon in a separate map, but with a different water level, and have stuff with different, like, interactivity. But the problem with this is, like, secrets won't carry over between screens because they're technically separate screens that are not, like, the same one in different states. So if you ever have, like, a section where you can open locked doors in various orders, and it's not set in stone, like, what order you do them in, that would throw off the entire thing, because you'd have to basically know for sure what the player is doing. So it would be forced to be kind of linear in that way. But, I mean, that's not too big of a deal, I guess. See, I'm actually getting through this dungeon in not too much time, surprisingly. Do I bomb the pot? Now that I've learned that that's a thing you can do. Yes. Okay. So I still need 2 more keys. I've explored most of the dungeon already. I think the entire right side is good, other than like a hookshot puzzle I need to go back to. I'm missing a screen in the middle, and then just a few more on the left side. Oh boy, I get to kill these guys again. I see they used the temp no ret disabled quest rule. Because, you know, that's a thing that people will know what the fuck that means. I like temp no ret disabled. It's about as good as interpolated fading. Can I go down from this screen? Yeah. So here's the downside of having the flippers. The quest can, and I'm almost positive will, make use of the fact that now you have access to basically the entire map and can just swim over all the water tiles, and it could just hide shit anywhere. Like here, there's an... Hold on. I like how I'm just standing now. That's pretty good. I think until I actually move, and the Zora just spawns under me. Until I actually move, it considers me on land. That's weird. Anyway, here there's an indication that there's a staircase under the water. Actually, I'm curious, is that a layer, or is that... Okay, now that's just drawn. Wasn't sure if that was a transparent layer. Like, you can just easily not show it. So, there's an item underwater, and just no indication, that's fine. Just put it somewhere. Will the player find it? No. Hey, if Link's Awakening can do it, why can't fan games? Alright. I guess oh, that's the boss up there. Yeah, let me just go back and find that room that I needed the hookshot for, wherever that was. Presumably get the last key, which is just right up there, I think. I swear there was another room that needed it. I'll probably want to go back and check. Oh, no, because there's 2 keys I need. Alright. Why is the ladder automatically coming out? The Dungeon D maps have that always set. I don't remember. Why is this a song? I don't know. The store. Why did I say the store? I don't know. I'm needing a lot more keys than I thought. What is this even leading me to? Oh, right, the boss key. Okay. So, get the boss key from here, and then I still need to get 2 more keys to get back on par. So there is actually more to this level than I realized. Temp no ret disabled. Cool scrolling. Link dungeon position fix. Fade CSET 5. Wait, is it? I don't remember if it's Fade CSET 5. There's something stupid like that. I'm just thinking of all the really dumb quest rules that exist. I'm sure there's other ones that I'm forgetting about. Like, wand... No, not wand. Raft/ladder fix. I'm not going to explain what any of these are. Don't expect that I will. I'm just going to name them off because they have stupid names. Ah, shit. Are we going to get to hear Inexplicable Noise 4 again? Is that what we're about to get? Shit. I like how I just didn't get those rupees. Oh no! So remember when I explained that Vyres will die without splitting into bats if you hit him with enough damage in one hit. The hammer is doing that, because the hammer has the same power as the magic sword, which is 4 HP per hit. Here we go. Except I'm on the wrong screen. Or the wrong side of the screen, I mean. Will I die on the way there? It's pretty likely. Good. Always the best death noise. Okay, so let's just find those last 2 keys, get my Barnes & Noble gift card, and then get out. Why did I call the Triforce piece a Barnes & Noble gift card? I don't really know. I was randomly thinking of an issue of Dr. McNinja that had nothing to do with anything. Where's that screen again? I think it's up here. Are these push Ws? Yeah, these are push Ws. When you place a push flag on something, it will be pushable no matter what it is, but if it's a push W, then it will only be pushable when all the enemies on screen are dead, and you also have to press against it slightly longer. If it's a push heavy, then it requires the bracelet. If it's a push HW, it's both a heavy and a W. If it's a heavy 2, okay, I'm done. Ooh, that's another quest rule. Hesitant push blocks. Where do I need to go for the last key? I don't remember. I've already been up here. Why am I going this way? At this point, I'm kind of tempted to just go straight to the end, and then I'll, like, find the key later. Because I definitely have been recording for a long time. I've revisited most of these screens. What was down here? Is this just the entrance to the level? Yes, okay. And now I get to kill the enemies again, yay! And respawn the enemies again. No. Just making sure there's nothing over here. No, there's not. God, what if the last key is underwater? Freaking hope it isn't. Either way, like I said, I'll find it at some point. If I don't bumble into it on the way to the boss, then I'll just find it at the beginning of the next video, I guess. I don't know. Do I want to go back to the left? I should probably double check it. Get out of here. Oh. I've just never been in here. Okay. Well, that's that mystery solved then. Now see, that screen needed to have the use ladder screen flag checked. And are we going the right way? I think this is the way. Can I not lose all my health, please? Whatever. So, what's the boss gonna be? I'm putting my money on Gliok. I don't remember if I've seen one of those in this quest yet. Turns out it's a Goma 3. Or... I'm trying... Goma 4, I think, is the one. It requires golden arrows to kill, and it shoots like a stream of fire, but only when it wants to. It doesn't always work. I don't know why. Yep, Gliok. Okay. Hammer. Ooh, and it's a 5-header. No, it's more than... Oh, shit. Okay. Just for the record, you can never actually have more than 4 heads on these. The reason I've been able to do more than that is because you can just place multiple Glioks on top of each other and simulate that, so... That's why, like, eventually the heads start disappearing, because you are actually killing, like, the base enemy that they're attached to. So I think that was just 2 4-headers stacked. Alright. And we're done. And layering issues, as always. And next is... Death Island? What is next? Yeah, it is Death Island, okay. Which I've never been able to get to, but now that I have the flippers, I can. So I'm gonna go back in, so I can set my save point. I don't know if I want it here, but just in case I do, now I have it. And, now we have a shit ton of areas to explore, and that'll take forever, but we'll work on it next time, I guess.
In conclusion, the 4 tenets of basic computing are thus: safety, honor, safety, and computers.
Fighting the Frizzies at 11.